Hey, it's Game Hydro, and we are talking about State of Survival Front War, which is the follow-up to a much older, massively multiplayer online real-time strategy zombie-type game called State of Survival Zombie War. So, State of Survival Front War is the sequel, and you've probably seen advertisements for it around. You've probably seen those running shooter type of advertisements that a lot of games, especially Evany, like to put fake ads out for. Pleased to tell you that the ads in this case are not fake. That gameplay is actually real and prevalent in the game. Kind of similar to Last War Survival, so you can really see it here. So we'll go over some tips, cheats, strategies, and just good things to know in general. So how to level up fast and how to advance fast. Best way to do that is typically to follow the chapter mission quests. Many of them, of course, are reclaiming the district and whatnot. You get some wood and some food for every one of these. Now, if you're at the point where you're getting attacked by a lot of players and you're getting your food and your wood stolen, one thing you can do in order to mitigate the effects of that is, well, obviously having your warehouse at as highly of an upgraded level as you can is a way to fight that. But another thing you can do is to leave those prizes unclaimed until you actually need to spend the wood and spend the food. And then, because when they're unclaimed, they cannot be taken by other players. After that, they can be taken by other players, but when they're unclaimed, they cannot. So that helps less than it does in some other games because the prizes only give you about 1,000 food and 1,000 wood a piece, at least until you get in the later chapters. But that, in addition to the warehouse, especially when the warehouse is at lower levels, that's a good way to mitigate those effects. So we're going to take a look. That's the harvester. Where is the warehouse? Right now our warehouse holds 20,000 food and 20,000 wood. And plus we can list 300,000 at a time. Let's try upgrading the warehouse. Are we able to? When you upgrade the warehouse, we need a headquarters of level 5. Don't know if we can do that yet. Upgrading the headquarters, though, is the way to unlock pretty much everything good in this game. For example, when you get to headquarters level 4, you will have unlocked the everything on the bottom menu. The store, the backpack, the missions, and the alliance. Let's do some collections here. And over here in the, I believe the hero precinct, yes, you can recruit new heroes. So the current ultra rare that you can recruit is Maddie and Frank. Reminds me a little bit of Haley Steinfeld. Either that or I just got True Grit on the mind. Either way. You can use those gold recruit cards in order to do a new recruit. Now, most of these recruit cards will only give you things like hero experience or other bonuses like hero shards. The more you upgrade your hero precinct, the better stuff you get from it. So be sure to keep it upgraded. You also need to upgrade it just to upgrade the headquarters, of course. Over here in the barracks, you can train new infantry troops and go on rescue missions, which you can then do in the radar menu, which once you fix the radar station, just tap this little radar icon in the left-hand corner of the screen. Click any one of these. And the higher the quality, the better the prize that you get for completing said mission. But that can also make the mission more difficult. It takes energy to attack, but as you can see, you can get 30,000 food from it. And this is a battle level, which is pretty nice. Hit quick deploy in order to automatically put out your most powerful heroes. As you can see, we have one ultra rare. That's actually Maddie and Frank. And She's the first ultra rare you get in the game because you get her for free just by logging in on day 2. You get her as a login bonus. Those battles tend to be pretty easy. The district battles, okay, make sure when you're part of Alliance to hit that handshake button when it comes up to automatically help everybody. You want to be the most helpful you can be in order to prove your worth in the Alliance. Reclaiming the district, that is also a certain type of battle. These ones are usually a little bit tougher, but so far none of them have been super tough. However, later in the game, they will tend to get a little tougher. Now, one difference in this game is you actually have your own gun that you can control, and the heroes have their guns too. And you can choose upgrades like with a lot of roguelike games. So, one thing to remember here is if you pick the same hero upgrade 3 times in a row and fill up all these diamond slots, you'll get a gold upgrade next, which provides an absolutely gargantuan boost that completely changes the nature of the upgrade. We're going to see if we can get there on it. Looks like my heroes are kind of crushing it, though. Plus, often with these, we haven't gotten any yet, but often with these upgrades, you can upgrade and modify your own gun. The Gatling gun, of course, will give you rapid fire but low damage. The cannon, which we're going to do right now, will do a really low firing rate but high splash damage. And you'll unlock more of them as you gain player levels and headquarter levels, like the flamethrower, which deals very heavy splash damage but has a shorter range than the others. When you have the cannon, be sure to aim into the biggest crowd of zombies that you can, of course. When you have the Gatling gun, it may be a little weak against the mobs, but it's pretty good against bosses because you can simply target the boss and let it do its work. All right, we got a gold upgrade. Let's see what happens here. As you can see, she just goes hog wild and does a ridiculous amount of damage. So you want to try to upgrade the same person's attacks and get the gold upgrade, especially if you're in a tough battle that actually poses a bit of a challenge to beat. So gems are the premium currency of the game. The most common way to find them is by purchasing them. However, there's a few ways to earn free stuff in the game. What is this? Correction, that's not gems. That is zombie juice, I guess? Either way, that's the premium currency of the game. Pardon my mistake. Usually it's gems. This time it was not. Sometimes you'll earn recruitment tickets and not actually have to battle. And then sometimes you'll end up having to battle again. Once you get to a high enough level with your heroes, let's go with her. Once you get to a high enough level with your heroes, they'll be doing so much damage that your gun almost won't even matter. We'll show you what the flamethrower looks like here. Range actually isn't too bad. Lots of splash damage. Let's upgrade the chef. So far, the flamethrower is by far the most effective gun mod for your own gun. And with the combination of the flamethrower and all the other good stuff, we made the victory much easier than the last one. Now, if you looked at the right-hand side of the screen on the last battle, there's a button that says Manual. let's do another battle and demonstrate the difference between manual and otherwise. You turn it to auto, and your gun controls itself automatically, and your upgrades will be picked automatically. This makes things much faster when you're in easy battles. However, when you are in difficult battles, you want to switch it over to manual so that you can strategize, because sometimes the game doesn't quite pick the best strategy. In this case, it's a long battle, but it isn't a difficult one. None of our guys have really taken any damage yet, or much damage yet. I'm really surprised that the auto picker keeps skipping the flamethrower mod, though, because the flamethrower mod is so ridiculously overpowered. But let's see if it knows what it's doing. And we got the gold super shot, so even the auto picker knows, go for the gold. And we have a blue flamethrower, which appears to be doing a completely ridiculous amount of damage in a good way. So, this guy's one of the tougher bosses we faced. Probably should have gone manual for this one, but looks like our guys are faring pretty decently. So, we're going to let it run. And as you blast through these districts, you'll unlock more new buildings, and you'll be able to complete quests with regards to trying to find the dog. Let's let this run a bit. So Robin, the dog, and Bonnie is the one who's very sad and looking for her dog. Now, for those of you that have played Last War Survival, Bonnie is pretty much a straight ripoff of Catherine in that game, except that Bonnie doesn't have the cat girl ears that Catherine wears all the time. So, that's the main difference. But apparently, that's the stance that you sit in when you're sad. So, whatever. We're trying to... Once we can finally find Robin, though, we'll be able to unlock Bonnie and Robin, which I believe is another ultra rare or possibly a super, super rare. So we're going to talk about upgrading your heroes. Not only should you level up your heroes, but your level ups are a little bit controlled by the level of your headquarters. So if you get to the maximum level, there's a few more ways you can boost your heroes. One of them is to construct gear and equip them with it. Now, I like equipping my most rare heroes with gear before the common heroes, because the rare heroes are far less likely to be replaced. For example, Maddie and Frank are probably never going to get replaced because they're quite literally the rarest possible hero tier, which means the most powerful, or at least typically means the most powerful. Sometimes it doesn't, though. You got to look at the overall hero power. Nanami, level 15, 69,110. The Chef, and Jane, and Bonnie. Alright, where's Bonnie and Frank? So we have Bonnie now, but not Bonnie and... not Bonnie and Frank. Bonnie and Robin. Sarge. Alright, it may seem strange that Sarge has so little power compared to the others. It is kind of strange. Part of that is that he doesn't have any gear, while Bonnie comes equipped with what looks like pretty powerful gear. But that definitely doesn't explain all of it. Either way, though, sometimes the game will put in more common heroes that are more powerful. But an example of a hero that is common but more powerful, oftentimes it's easier to star up heroes that are more common, An example here being, of course, Sarge. We're going to keep starring him up and watch his power grow ridiculously. So he might be only SR, but we start him up so much that he's now more powerful than everybody except our ultra rare. So he's definitely going to be automatically placed in the next battle. Let's see if that works well on Chef. Couldn't star him up as much as we wanted. Bonnie will be able to star up a few times. Definitely works nicely on her. Sarge, we cannot star up. So keep your heroes upgraded by all means possible. Gear, starring up, but make sure to look at their power level, not just their rarity. Now, when you see the little red icon next to various other icons, larger icons, that means you have a free prize to grab, so make sure to grab the prize. And be sure to come back consistently, help your alliance, and not only complete these survival missions, but there's other quests that you can take up as well. Glad to see somebody referencing Old Greg in the chat. Click on the missions button. You got missions that you can claim prizes for. And when you get enough daily reward points, you will be able to... Oh, look, join an alliance, you get 50 biocap. Biocap is the name of that currency. So, yeah. Claim all the rewards, beat all the missions, and you will end up with a very strong team. And be sure to keep everybody as upgraded as possible so that when you attack other players, you can really show out instead of crashing out. But that comes a little later in the game. So for right now, this is Game Hydro saying see you later. And please like and subscribe and enjoy this game.